The clock ticks past midnight. You're alone in a dim-lit room staring at a life that feels like a shadow of what you dreamed. The weight of regret presses hard missed chances, empty accounts, dreams buried under years of grind. But what if this moment, this ache, this silence is the forge where your destiny is shaped? What if the life you secretly asked for, the one burning in your soul, is waiting for a man strong enough to claim it? You're not done. You're being built. Will you break, or will you become? If something in these words lights a fire in you, don't let it burn out. Hit that like button, drop your truth in the comments, and subscribe to SoulFuel for the kind of motivation that doesn't fade. Let's rise together. Let's begin. You're standing in the trenches of your own life, aren't you? Maybe it's a cold night in Philadelphia, the city's pulse drowned out by the roar of your doubts. Maybe you're in San Francisco watching fog roll over the bay, your bank account sitting at $300, your dreams mocked by another rejection email. Or maybe you're in Boise staring at a ceiling fan, wondering when you lost the man you swore you'd be. Life's hit you hard, job loss, debt, a marriage that crumbled, or just the slow bleed of unfulfilled promises. You've prayed, you've hustled, you've waited, but the heavens are silent. The breakthrough feels like a myth. But hear this, and let it sink deep. This delay isn't your defeat. It's your design. You're not being denied. You're being sculpted for a life bigger than you can see. Napoleon Hill said the starting point of all achievement is desire. Not a wish, not a hope. A burning, unrelenting desire that refuses to bow to silence. You've got that desire, don't you? It's why you're still here, still fighting, still listening. But desire alone isn't enough. It's the spark. Discipline is the fuel. Faith is the engine. And this delay, it's the crucible where all three are forged. You're a man over 35, battle-scarred, maybe bruised but not broken. You know life doesn't hand out trophies for showing up. You've seen dreams die, plans fail, doors slam shut. But here's the truth. Every closed door, every silent night, every missed deadline is shaping you for the life you secretly asked for, a life of purpose, power, and permanence. Let's paint a scene. It's dawn in Charlotte, the skyline glowing faintly as you stand in a quiet park, breath fogging in the crisp air. Your sneakers hit the dirt, each step a defiance of the voices screaming, "Quit. You're too late." You're running not for a marathon, but for your soul. You're running to prove you're tougher than your toughest days. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic warrior, said the mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. That delay you hate. It's not a wall. It's a whetstone sharpening your resolve, honing your grit. You can't control the job market in Phoenix. You can't force the client in Dallas to call back. But you can control your mind, your actions, your fire. Will you wield them, or will you let them rust? Let's get raw. You've set timelines, haven't you? 6 months to launch that business, 2 years to climb out of debt, 5 years to become the man you see in your dreams. And those dates pass like ghosts, leaving you with nothing but questions. Why hasn't it happened? Why does it feel like the universe is conspiring against you? Stop. That's fear talking, not truth. Napoleon Hill taught us that every setback carries the seed of an equal or greater opportunity. Your delay is that seed. It's not dead. It's growing deep beneath the surface where no one sees. Roots are forming. Strength is building. And when it breaks through, it won't just be a win. It'll be a reckoning. But only if you keep showing up. Only if you keep believing. Picture this. You're in a small gym in Milwaukee, 6 a.m., the air thick with the smell of rubber mats and sweat. You're pushing a barbell, muscles burning, mind screaming to stop. But you don't. Why? Because you know something most men don't. The real fight isn't against the weight. It's against the voice in your head that says, "You're not enough." That's where the battle is won. David Goggins, a man who turned pain into power, said, "You don't get better on the days you feel like it. You get better on the days you don't." This delay, this silence, this grind, it's your chance to get better. To become a man who doesn't just survive the storm, but commands it. Will you seize that chance, or will you let it slip? Let's talk about control. You're a man who's seen life's chaos. Maybe you're in Cleveland staring at a stack of bills wondering how you'll make $5,000 stretch another month. Maybe you're in Austin rebuilding after a business imploded your confidence shot. Maybe you're in Denver facing a divorce that gutted your heart. You can't control the chaos. You can't control the delay, but you can control your response. The Stoics hammered this into us: focus on what's in your power, your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. Napoleon Hill said your mental attitude is the only thing you control completely. So own it, right now. Kick fear out of your mind, burn doubt to ash. Replace it with faith, gritty, unyielding faith that says, I'm built for this. Here's where most men falter. They let the silence break them. They see the delay as a verdict: you're not enough. They compare themselves to the guy in Seattle with the corner office or the entrepreneur in Miami whose startup's going viral. Stop. Comparison is a poison. It steals your focus, your fire, your future. Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Your delay isn't about their timeline. It's about your transformation. The life you secretly asked for, the one of purpose, impact, legacy, isn't being withheld. It's being built. God, the universe, infinite intelligence is sculpting you, testing you, making sure you're ready to carry it. Because that life, it's heavy. And only a man forged in delay can bear its weight. Let's get practical. You're not where you want to be. Maybe you're in St. Louis working a dead-end job, dreaming of freedom but stuck in a cubicle. Maybe you're in Raleigh starting over after a betrayal, your trust in pieces. Wherever you are, your mind is your weapon. Start here. Wake up at 4 a.m. Not 5. 4. Write one sentence: I will not quit. That's not a wish. It's a vow. Napoleon Hill called it your definite chief aim. Make it clear, make it burn, then act on it. Read 10 pages of a book that fuels you. Hill. Aurelius Goggins. Move your body, run, lift, sweat. Why? Because a disciplined body sharpens a disciplined mind. Cut the noise, social media, gossip, negativity. Surround yourself with what builds you. That's how you own the delay. That's how you turn silence into strength. Now let's talk about faith. Not the soft kind that feels like a warm blanket. I'm talking about the kind that's forged in fire, the kind that keeps you standing when the ground shakes. David Goggins calls it taking souls, not others, but your own. It's proving to yourself every damn day that you're tougher than your toughest moments. In Nashville, maybe you're staring at a bank account with $100, wondering how you'll eat next week. In Portland, maybe you're rebuilding after a dream crashed, your confidence hanging by a thread. That's where faith lives, in the dark, in the quiet, in the moments no one sees. Napoleon Hill said faith is the head chemist of the mind. Mix it with desire and it becomes a force. Will you ignite it, or will you let it fade? Picture one more scene. It's twilight in Minneapolis, the city's lights flickering like stars against the snow. You're in a coffee shop, notebook open, pen, scratching one truth. I am not my failures. Your hands steady, your heart's on fire. You're not just writing words, you're writing your future. Each sentence is a brick building a foundation no storm can shake. This is what delay does. It forces you to build deep, to root your dreams in something stronger than hope. It's the universe asking, can you handle what's coming? And every morning you rise, every doubt you crush, every step you take, you're answering. Yes. You're not just surviving the delay, you're mastering it. You're becoming the man the life you asked for demands. So where are you right now, in the middle of your delay but not stuck? You're moving even if you can't see it. Every choice to rise, to fight, to believe, it's a step toward the life you secretly asked for. The Stoics said the obstacle is the way. Your delay is your way. It's not a punishment, it's a preparation. God isn't ignoring you, He's forging you. Napoleon Hill said patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. You've got the patience. You're building the persistence. Now add the perspiration. Sweat for your dreams. Bleed for your purpose. Fight for your future. Because the life you secretly asked for, it's real. It's coming. And it's closer than you think. You're in the thick of it now. The silence is heavy like a fog that won't lift. Your dreams feel like they're slipping through your fingers, and every day without progress stings like a fresh cut. But this isn't the end. It's the forge, the place where your grit is hammered into something unbreakable. You're not waiting for a break, you're building the man who can't be broken. Right now, your life is a battlefield, and the enemy isn't the delay. It's the part of you that wants to quit. Will you let it win, or will you forge the grit to fight through? This is your moment to decide, to rise, to become the man the life you secretly asked for demands. David Goggins said the only way you grow is by suffering. That's not a catchphrase. It's a law. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from the grind, the pain, the choice to keep moving when every bone in your body screams to stop. You're over 35, battle-tested by life's punches. Maybe a layoff in Houston, a failed venture in Charlotte, or a personal loss in Reno that left you hollow. You know the score. Life doesn't play fair, but neither does grit. It's the raw, unpolished strength that says, I don't care how long this takes. I'm coming for what's mine. That's what this delay is forging in you. Not weakness, not defeat, grit. The kind that makes legends. Will you embrace it, or will you let it slip? Picture this. It's 6 a.m. in Indianapolis, the city still cloaked in dawn's half-light. You're in a basement gym, no mirrors, no crowd, just you and a rusty dumbbell. Sweat beads on your forehead, your arms burn, but you push through one more rep. Why? Because this isn't about biceps. It's about your soul. Each lift is a middle finger to the doubts that kept you up last night. Each rep is a vow, I'm not done. Napoleon Hill said strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle. This is your struggle. This is your strength. The delay isn't holding you back, it's building you up. It's asking, can you keep going when nothing's promised? Your answer is in every choice you make. What's yours? Let's get real. You're not where you want to be. Maybe you're in Columbus, staring at a laptop, refreshing an inbox that's been empty for weeks, chasing a job that feels like a mirage. Maybe you're in Albuquerque, scraping by on $200, wondering how you'll feed your kids. Or maybe you're in Omaha, waking up to a life that feels like a rerun of yesterday's failures. The delay hurts. It's raw, relentless, personal. But here's the stoic truth, straight from Marcus Aurelius. You don't control what happens to you, but you control how you respond. You can't control the delay, you can't control the silence, but you can control your grit. The choice to show up, to fight, to keep moving when the world says stop. That's your power. Will you use it? Grit isn't glamorous. It's not a TED Talk or a viral post. It's the quiet war you wage when no one's watching. It's waking up at 4 a.m. in Louisville when the snow's piling up and choosing to write your goals instead of hitting snooze. It's sitting in a diner in Raleigh, mapping out your comeback while others sleep. It's saying no to the easy out the bar, the couch, the excuses, because you know those are the traps that keep you stuck. David Goggins didn't become a warrior by chasing comfort. He ran through pain, through doubt, through delays that would have crushed most men. He said, when you're at your lowest, you gotta be your toughest. That's grit. That's what this delay demands of you. Will you answer the call? Let's talk about the enemy within. You know it. That voice that whispers at 3 a.m. you're too old, too broke, too far behind. It's loudest when you're staring at a bank account in Tulsa with $150 left, wondering how you'll make rent. It's loudest when you're in Boise facing another rejection, another door slammed shut. That voice is your real fight, not the economy, not your ex, not the delay. It's the part of you that wants to quit. But you can silence it. How? By showing up, by grinding, by choosing grit over giving up. Every step you take, every rep you push, every goal you write, it's a blow to that voice. It's you saying, I'm tougher than you. Will you throw that punch? Picture this again. It's 5 a.m. in Memphis, the Mississippi River shimmering under a faint sunrise. You're running along the bluff, each step pounding the earth like a war drum. Your lungs burn, your legs scream, but you keep going. Why? Because you're not running for a medal. You're running to prove to yourself you're stronger than your excuses. Napoleon Hill said, effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to quit. Your delay is testing that refusal. It's asking, will you quit when it's hard? Or will you grit your teeth and keep going? Every morning you rise, every choice you make to fight, you're building a man who can't be stopped. You're forging grit that no storm can break. Let's get practical. You're a man who's been knocked down. Maybe you're in Pittsburgh working a job that drains your soul, dreaming of a business you're too scared to start. Maybe you're in Orlando picking up the pieces after a divorce, your heart as empty as your savings. Grit starts with small, deliberate choices. Wake up at 4 a.m. Write your goals specific, burning clear. I will start my business in 6 months. I will rebuild my life by next year. Speak them aloud. Let them echo in your chest. Then act. Read 10 pages of Hill Goggins or Aurelius every day. Move your body, run, lift, sweat. Cut out the noise, social media, barstool chatter, negative friends. Surround yourself with what fuels you. That's how you forge grit. That's how you own the delay. Here's where it gets tough. Grit isn't a one-time choice, it's a daily battle. You'll want to quit. Your bed will call at 4 a.m. in Kansas City whispering, "Sleep, you're too tired." Your fears will scream in Charlotte when another client says no. But grit says, "I don't care how I feel. I do what I must." David Goggins ran 100 miles with broken feet because he refused to let pain win. That's the grit you need. The kind that says, "I'm not stopping no matter how long this takes." In St. Louis, maybe you're writing a book and the blank page mocks you. Keep writing. In Minneapolis, maybe you're pitching your idea and the rejections pile up. Keep pitching. Grit is persistence in the face of pain. Will you keep going? Let's talk about habits. They're the scaffolding of your future. Right now, your habits are either building a monument or a mausoleum. In Louisville, maybe you're hitting snooze 3 times, dragging yourself to a job you hate. That's a mausoleum. In Salt Lake City, maybe you're spending 2 hours a night scrolling, watching lives you don't have. That's a mausoleum. Now imagine this, you wake at 4 a.m. in Sacramento Journal. Your goals: hit the gym and study 1 hour before work. That's a monument. That's grit. Napoleon Hill said, "You are the master of your destiny. You can influence, direct, and control your own environment." Start small. Do 10 push-ups, read 10 pages, write 1 goal. Tomorrow add another. Stack those habits until they're a fortress no delay can breach. Now let's address the pain. Delay hurts because it feels like betrayal. You see others winning new cars, new titles, new lives. In Raleigh, your old friend posts about his promotion and it cuts deep. In Jacksonville, your neighbor's new house mocks your 1-bedroom apartment. But here's the stoic truth. Their path isn't yours. Marcus Aurelius said, "There is only one thing that causes unhappiness, the desire to be elsewhere." Your delay is your story. It's forging you for something bigger, something lasting. The man who wins quick often falls quick. But the man who grits through delay, he stands tall. He lasts. Stop envying the sprint. You're running a marathon and your finish line is worth it. Picture one more scene. It's 6 a.m. in Milwaukee, the lakefront glowing under a cold sunrise. You're running, breath fogging, each step a rebellion against the man you used to be. You're not running from something, you're running towards something. A life of purpose. A legacy that endures. Every drop of sweat is a payment. Every ache is a lesson. Every moment you don't quit is a victory. That's what grit does. It turns pain into power. It turns delay into destiny. David Goggins said you have to build calluses on your mind. Every time you push through, you're toughening your soul. You're not just surviving the delay, you're owning it. Will you keep running or will you let the pain stop you? Here's a truth most men miss. Grit isn't about being perfect. It's about being relentless. You'll slip. You'll miss a workout. You'll skip a morning journal. That's not failure. That's human. The failure is staying down. In Oklahoma City, maybe you blew your budget last month and shame's eating you alive. Get up. Make a new plan. In Des Moines, maybe you skipped the gym for a week and the mirror's mocking you. Get up. Lift again. Napoleon Hill said, "Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equivalent or greater benefit." Your slip-ups aren't the end. They're the soil where your grit grows. Plant the seed. Water it with action. Harvest the reward. Let's talk about the long game. Grit isn't about today's win. It's about the man you'll be in 10 years. Picture yourself in Seattle standing in a boardroom commanding respect not because of luck, but because you gritted through a decade of delay. Picture yourself in Austin launching a business that changes lives not because you got a quick break, but because you stacked relentless days like bricks. The Stoics knew this. They said no man is free who is not master of himself. Every gritty choice you make now is a step toward freedom. Freedom from doubt. Freedom from fear. Freedom from the delay that's trying to break you. Will you claim that freedom? Now let's get to the heart of it. Why does grit matter in this delay? Because it's your rebellion against the chaos. It's your refusal to let silence define you. It's your way of saying, "I'm not waiting for life to hand me a win. I'm building it." David Goggins didn't wait for permission to become a legend. He ran through pain, through doubt, through delays that would have broken most men. He said the only way to get to the other side is to go through. That's your path. That's your power. This delay is your crucible, forging grit that no storm can shatter. Every morning you rise, every habit you build, every doubt you crush. You're proving you're ready for the life you secretly asked for. Keep forging. The fire's burning, and the breakthrough is closer than you think. You've been forged in the fire of delay. You've built grit in the crucible of silence. But now it's time to answer the question that cuts deeper than any doubt: what's your purpose? Not a fleeting wish for a bigger paycheck or a better title. I'm talking about the fire in your chest, the reason you'd climb mountains, cross deserts, and fight through hell to achieve. Napoleon Hill said, "A definite purpose backed by a burning desire is the turning point of all achievement." You're standing at that turning point. Will you drift in the fog of delay, or will you ignite your purpose and claim the life you secretly asked for? This is your moment. Define it. Fight for it. Become it. Picture this. It's 5 a.m. in New Orleans. The French Quarter still quiet, the air thick with the scent of rain. You're at a small desk, a single lamp casting shadows on the wall. Pen in hand, you write one question. What am I willing to bleed for? Your pulse quickens. The answer isn't money or fame, it's deeper. Maybe it's building a legacy for your family in Buffalo. Maybe it's launching a nonprofit in Tucson that lifts kids out of poverty. Maybe it's standing tall in Birmingham, a man who rose from nothing to inspire a generation. That's purpose. It's not a dream you chase. It's a fire you feed. Have you found yours, or are you still hiding from it? Purpose isn't a gift dropped in your lap. It's a blade you sharpen through action, through choice, through unrelenting focus. In Richmond, maybe you're staring at a foreclosure notice, wondering how you'll keep your home with $200 left. In Rochester, maybe you're rebuilding after a business collapsed, your confidence in shards. Those moments don't break you, they reveal you. Marcus Aurelius said, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." Your purpose isn't found in what you've lost. It's found in what you're willing to fight for. So what's your fight? What's the one thing that makes you rise when the world says stay down? Name it. Claim it. Let it burn. Let's get raw. Purpose is your anchor in the storm. Without it, you're a leaf in the wind, tossed by every setback, every doubt, every delay. With it, you're a mountain unshaken by the chaos. Napoleon Hill taught us that a definite chief aim, a clear, unyielding purpose, is the backbone of success. You don't stumble into the life you secretly asked for. You build it, you define it, you write it down, speak it aloud, and live it like your life depends on it. In Spokane, maybe your purpose is to open a gym that rebuilds broken men. In Providence, maybe it's to write a book that changes hearts. Whatever it is, make it yours. Make it burn. Will you anchor yourself to it, or will you let the storm sweep you away? Here's the fight. Purpose isn't easy. It demands everything: your time, your comfort, your excuses. In Columbus, you might be stuck in a job that drains you, dreaming of freedom but scared to leap. In Savannah, you might face another rejection, another door slammed, and the urge to quit grows louder. But purpose doesn't bend to fear. It doesn't bow to delay. David Goggins said, "You're not going to find your passion sitting on the couch. You find it in the grind, in the moments when you choose to act despite the pain." Tell yourself, my purpose is bigger than my fear. Say it until it's etched in your soul. Say it until it's your battle cry. Will you fight for that purpose, or will you let it fade? Picture this. It's 6 a.m. in Boise, the Sawtooth Mountains looming in the distance. You're running a trail, gravel crunching under your boots. Each step a vow: I will not quit. I will not drift. You're not running for a trophy. You're running to remind yourself who you are. A man with a mission, a man with a fire no delay can extinguish. That's what purpose does. It's your North Star when the night is darkest. It's the voice that says, keep moving when doubt screams, give up. Napoleon Hill said, there is no substitute for persistence. Your purpose fuels that persistence. It's the why behind your grind. Have you defined it, or are you still waiting for it to find you? Let's talk clarity. Purpose demands it. You can't chase a shadow. In Louisville, maybe you're stuck in a dead-end job, dreaming of something more but unsure what it looks like. In Raleigh, maybe you're rebuilding after a betrayal, your vision clouded by pain. Clarity comes from action. Sit down tonight, pen in hand, and ask, what do I want my life to mean, not in 10 years, right now? Write it down. Be specific. I want to start a carpentry shop in Reno that employs veterans. I want to mentor kids in Charlotte to keep them off the streets. Clarity turns dreams into missions. Missions turn delays into stepping stones. Are you clear, or are you still lost in the fog? Now let's face the enemy of purpose: distraction. It's relentless. In Phoenix, it's the endless scroll of social media showing you lives you don't have. In Memphis, it's the barroom talk pulling you into drama instead of destiny. Distraction is a thief stealing your focus, your fire, your future. The Stoics taught us to guard our attention like a fortress. Marcus Aurelius said, ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? Your purpose deserves that focus. Say no to the noise, the happy hour, the mindless binge, the self-pity. Say yes to your mission, yes to the grind, yes to the man you're becoming. Will you guard your purpose, or will you let it slip through your fingers? Let's get practical. Purpose is a system, not a feeling. Start with one habit. Write your purpose every morning. Not a hope, a declaration. I will build a business that changes lives. I will be a father my kids look up to. Speak it aloud. Let it burn in your chest. Then act. In Detroit, maybe that means taking one online course to learn a new skill. In Tulsa, maybe it's volunteering at a community center to find your calling. Small steps, consistent action, that's how purpose takes root. Napoleon Hill said, do not wait. The time will never be just right. The delay isn't your excuse. It's your arena. Every day you act on your purpose, you're telling the universe, I'm ready. Are you acting, or are you waiting? Here's a story. In Albuquerque, a man named Tom, 41, hit rock bottom. Laid off from his factory job, his savings down to $300 he drank to numb the pain. One night, staring at an empty bottle, he asked, what's my life for? The answer came: to help others rise. He started coaching Little League in his neighborhood, pouring his heart into kids who needed a guide. He woke at 4 a.m., studied leadership, saved every penny. Within 2 years, he'd opened a community center, mentoring dozens. Tom's delay wasn't a dead end. It was his runway. His purpose wasn't just a dream. It was his redemption. What's your purpose? What's the one sentence that could rewrite your life? Purpose demands sacrifice. You'll lose sleep. You'll lose friends. You'll lose the comfort of coasting. In Kansas City, maybe you're skipping nights out to work on your side hustle. In San Diego, maybe you're saying no to quick cash to build something lasting. David Goggins said, suffering is the true test of life. Purpose isn't comfortable. It's a fire that burns away the weak parts of you. It asks, how bad do you want it? Not with words, but with actions. Will you skip the snooze button? Will you study when you're exhausted? Will you keep believing when the delay feels like forever? That's the price of purpose. Pay it, or pay the price of a life half-lived. Picture one last time. It's 5 a.m. in Cleveland, the city dark, the air heavy with promise. You're at your desk, notebook, open, your purpose written in bold ink. You read it aloud. I will not be defined by my past. I will build a life that matters. Your voice doesn't shake, it roars. You feel it, the fire, the clarity, the unyielding resolve. This is what delay was forging. This is what grit was building. This is your purpose, alive and unstoppable. You're not just a man. You're a mission. And no silence, no setback, no storm can stop you. You're ready for the life you secretly asked for because you've become the man it demands. Now let's talk about the reward. You've been delayed but not denied. That silence you've endured, it's been building something massive. God, the universe, infinite intelligence, whatever you call it, isn't teasing you. It's preparing you for a life so big it'll make the wait feel like a heartbeat. But here's the law. The reward only comes when you're ready to carry it. Napoleon Hill said the world has the habit of making room for the man whose actions show that he knows where he is going. Your purpose is your map. Your grit is your fuel. Your delay is your training ground. Keep walking. Keep fighting. The door will open not because you forced it, but because you earned it. So how do you claim the life you secretly asked for? How do you turn delay into destiny? Here are 7 steps rooted in the wisdom of Hill, the Stoics, and Goggins to forge your path. 1. Define your purpose. Write one clear sentence. This is what I'm fighting for. Speak it daily. Let it anchor you. 2. Guard your mind. Evict doubt and fear. Read Hill, Aurelius, or Goggins 10 pages a day. Feed your soul with truth. 3. Build grit. Wake at 4 a.m. Move your body. Write your goals. Cut distractions. Stack small wins into a fortress. 4. Act daily. Take one step toward your purpose, no matter how small, a call, a plan, a rep. Every action builds momentum. 5. Embrace the delay. See it as preparation, not punishment. Trust the process. The reward is coming when you're ready. 6. Stay focused. Say no to noise, social media, gossip, negativity. Say yes to your mission. Protect your attention like a vault. 7. Persist relentlessly. Don't quit when it's hard. Don't drift when it's quiet. Keep going. Your purpose deserves it. This isn't theory. This is your blueprint. In Pittsburgh, a man named Mark, 43, lost his retail job. For months, he drifted angry, lost. Then he found his purpose to start a food truck serving his community. He woke at 4 a.m., studied recipes, saved every dollar. A year later, his truck was a local hit, feeding families and fueling hope. His delay wasn't a cage, it was his launch pad. Your delay is yours. Will you launch? You're not waiting for a miracle. You're becoming one. Every morning you rise, every purpose you define, every gritty step you take, you're building a man who can't be stopped. The Stoics said it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Your reaction to this delay is your power. Your purpose is your fire. Your grit is your weapon. Use them. Wield them. Become them. The life you secretly asked for isn't a dream, it's a promise. And it's waiting for the man you're becoming. If you felt something shift while listening, don't ignore it. Like the video, leave your voice in the comments and subscribe to SoulFuel, where courage is sparked and the life you deserve takes shape.